Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the most powerful shinobi across Naruto and Boruto. Number 30, Sakura. It's Battle Strategy 101. Never underestimate the healer, especially one that can punch as hard as Sakura. Even if she's mostly remembered for being a lover instead of a fighter, don't forget, she smacked Sasori of the Akatsuki all the way to Puppet Heaven. She landed a pretty good hit on Kaguya's crown too, and it's all without bringing up her natural proclivity towards healing. Now that she's had a few years of peace to hone her skills, Sakura's spent Boruto as one of, if not the best medic in the entire ninja world. Say what you will, but everyone wants Sakura on their team these days. Number 29, Onoki. This guy is the reason they tell you to respect your elders. Yes, it's true Onoki isn't as young as he used to be, but he isn't the Tsuchikage for nothing. When the going gets tough, he takes names and catches meteors like no other. There's no substitute for Onoki's decades of experience on the battlefield, although he doesn't need to think too hard to use his signature jutsu, particle style. It doesn't just wreck any foe in its path, it utterly atomizes them. So enemies, take note. Old or not, there's no question that Onoki is still in his prime. Number 28, Hamura Otsutsuki. Kaguya is the nastiest villain Naruto and his friends will ever meet. And like mother like son, Hamura is no walk in the Chunin exams either. He and his brother are the second generation to ever hold chakra, and as a result, he manifested just about every overpowered jutsu ever known. Byakugan, Sharingan, whatever, you name it, he's got it. He needed it too, since Hamura made the difficult choice to seal away the Ten Tails, aka their own mother. Even though it took a double team assault, anyone who can successfully seal away Kaguya is worthy in our books. Number 27, Tobirama Senju. The title of Hokage carries a lot of weight around the shinobi world, and that's in no small part due to the man, the myth, the legend, Tobirama Senju. As the second ever leader of the Hidden Leaf Village, tales of his might have been passed down for generations, and so have his jutsu. He invented the shadow clone technique. Most of the time though, Tobirama doesn't even have to use it though. His water dragons usually wash enemies away long before that. It's even cooler when you remember most of Tobirama's feats in the show come from his reanimated corpse. Even in death, the second Hokage is no joke. Number 26, Orochimaru. Every Naruto fan remembers where they were and what they were doing when Orochimaru first peeled off his face. That sickening laugh still haunts our nightmares. Little did we know then, this was only one of many masks Orochimaru wore, each one more sinister, sneaky, and sublime than the last. Not only is he one of the legendary Sannin, not only does he command an entire army of snakes, and not only can he cast the forbidden reanimation jutsu, but Orochimaru can also transfer his consciousness to new bodies, keeping himself spry for actual generations. So how are you supposed to keep this guy down? That was a real question. Number 25, Tsunade. You know the saying, I wrote the book on it? Well, when it comes to medical ninjutsu, Tsunade actually did. And since she wrote the rules, she also knows when to roll up her sleeves and start hitting back. Despite her specialty in healing jutsu, the 5th Hokage packs enough of a punch to break even Susanoo's armor. Don't worry about her team either. Her ultimate technique, mitotic regeneration, effectively makes her and her allies invincible, and all without Tsunade lifting a finger. As if there was any doubt before, that one jutsu proves Tsunade is the best healer there ever was. Number 24, Jiraiya. Rounding out the legendary Sannin, this pervy sage edges out his peers on pure ingenuity. Also, toads. While most of it comes from a bad case of indigestion, Jiraiya spits out enough thrifty jutsu to keep even the worst villains on their toes. He has a plan for every situation, and when those fail, he has his trusty summons to come in for support. It's an unmatched combination. In fact, it took the entire 6 Paths of Pain to subdue Jiraiya, and even then, he still gave them a good run for their chakra. Legendary is a good word for Jiraiya. He's truly a thing of legends. Number 23, Gaara. Back when he was just a disturbed, misunderstood kid, Gaara killed people for simply daring to cross his path. It's a good thing he's sorted out his anger issues because he's only grown deadlier in a fight. With the power of the One Tail coursing through him, Gaara commands sand into an impenetrable defense and overwhelming attack at the same time. Most shinobi wouldn't even land a single hit before finding themselves in a sandy grave. Villains are no different. Gaara's suffocating might nearly sealed Madara freaking Uchiha 6 feet deep. Despite what his tailed beast will have you believe, there's a lot more than one reason to fear Gaara. Number 22, Koji Kashin. A clone of Jiraiya, who was also a contender for our list, Koji Kashin is a member of the villainous organization, Gaara. Although Koji can use all of Jiraiya's techniques, Koji is stronger than his progenitor in several key ways. For one thing, he has perfected Sage Mode, while Jiraiya's remained incomplete. For another, he's powerful enough to take on Gaara's leader, Isshiki Otsutsuki, who Jiraiya would likely have a lot of trouble with. Koji doesn't win against Isshiki, mind you, but he still accounts well for himself before retreating. Koji may be down, but he isn't out yet, so he may get stronger. Number 21, Kawaki. Mirroring the rivalry between Naruto and Sasuke, with the series' new protagonist Boruto, Kawaki possesses great power thanks to the genetic enhancements he went through during his time in Gaara. He was originally intended by that devious organization to become Isshiki Otsutsuki's vessel, resulting in him possessing the Karma Seal. But with Isshiki defeated for good, he's been able to utilize these powers to an even greater degree, with no setbacks. Kawaki's strength speaks for itself, especially considering his victories against various villains, as well as holding his own against the incredibly powerful Momoshiki-controlled Boruto. Number 20, Boruto Uzumaki. Pump the hate brakes, folks. Yes, we know Boruto is nowhere near as powerful as most of the other characters in the franchise on his own. Still, even taken on his own merits, Boruto is remarkably powerful for his age, learning and improving on some of his dad, Naruto's techniques. But what really elevates Boruto to the next level of power is his karma. Due to connecting with Momoshiki Otsutsuki, Boruto contains the deceased man's spirit and powers. When Boruto taps into Momoshiki's spirit, or it possesses him, the young ninja attains massive levels of physical strength and an improvement to his chakra and techniques. It'll be interesting to see how strong he gets once he's mastered the power, or it has mastered him. Number 19, Code. Even for a prodigal inner of Gaara, fending off Kawaki, Boruto, Shikamaru, and Naruto at the same time is a real accomplishment. It's crazier considering Code's power was restrained by cybernetic limiters. His razor-sharp claws already slice through flesh like nobody's business. But without the barriers holding back his reserves of power, it'd probably take the whole of Konoha to keep Code at bay. Even then, with ninja tool modifications, Otsutsuki DNA, unrestrained chakra, and a massive grudge against Kawaki, it's hard to say if anyone or anything can stand up to this vengeful Gaara. Boruto and the others definitely can't. Number 18, Itachi Uchiha. A much beloved character, Itachi is a complex and multifaceted ninja, but what isn't complicated is how strong he is. Gifted from a young age, such that he was a member of the Leaf Village's Special Forces at age 11, Itachi is one of the strongest members of the Uchiha clan, which is known for turning out overpowered ninjas. He has completely mastered the Mangekyo Sharingan's many overpowered abilities. Also a master of illusions, Itachi's Genjutsu is so good that it can fool other Sharingan users like his brother Sasuke. Speaking of which, Itachi also fights his little bro while dying and holding back, proving that he's not only powerful, but he's also smart and skillful. Number 17, Pain. The people of the Rain Village consider Pain a god, and he's got the power to back up that title. Using the Rinnegan eyes, Nagato controls 6 other bodies simultaneously and can see through their eyes. This makes sneaking up on him very difficult. He's also able to use a variety of broken abilities, including summoning animals, reviving the dead, absorbing chakra, and altering gravity. Nagato is also responsible for killing several key characters in the series, some of which we'll be discussing later. It's telling that Pain alone was able to level Konoha in mere moments. The man knows pain and how to inflict it. Shinra Tensei. Number 16, Minato Namikaze. The 4th Hokage and Naruto's father, Minato doesn't come from a great bloodline or have a ton of chakra in life anyway. Instead, his strength comes from how ingenious he is, an expert at sealing techniques. Minato develops a particularly powerful teleportation seal that lets him, or anything he tags, teleport instantaneously. Oh, and there's also the little matter of his invention of the Rasengan, which would go on to be his son's signature technique. Minato is so strong that other countries had a flee-on-sight order out on him, and he wasn't even Hokage yet. Number 15, Indra and Asura Otsutsuki.
いずれ私は忍衆を継ぎ、その理想を貫く。
Get used to seeing that family name. These sons of the Sage of the Six Paths, Indra and Asura, are two of the progenitors of the Shinobi world. Each of them helped develop the first ninjutsu abilities, including things like the Sharingan and Sage techniques. And given that they're not so far removed from their godlike forebearers, they have a lot more power behind them than their descendants. In addition to basically being the original ninjas, their rivalry also echoed on through the ages through their reincarnations. And while that's strength in the traditional sense, it certainly reflects on their power and influence.
二人の戦いは続いた。長く、果てしなく、幾度となく。
Number 14, Kinshiki Otsutsuki. Out of all the pure-blooded Otsutsuki, Kinshiki is probably rated pretty low by many on the power scale, but he's still a monster. Kinshiki not only fights Sasuke to a draw, showing surprising speed for his size, but also battles several Kage simultaneously. He also aids in taking down Killer B, a Jinchuriki of incredible strength.
ではタンをいただくとしましょう。
While he may not last for that long, and he does offer to allow himself to be eaten by Momoshiki, the degree to which his partner powers up from his chakra is certainly a credit to Kinshiki's strength. Number 13, Hashirama Senju. Hashirama Senju was the first Hokage, and in fiction, the older things are, usually the more powerful. Famous for his use of unique wood-style jutsu, Hashirama was able to go toe-to-toe with Madara Uchiha and unite various groups into forming Konoha. Not only that, he captured multiple tailed beasts and was confident enough to give them away to other nations. Hashirama's body also possesses powerful regenerative abilities, plus you know he's strong when other people become more powerful just by using his DNA. However, despite being known as the god of Shinobi, Hashirama isn't quite as all-powerful as some of the remaining ninjas on our list. Number 12, Might Guy. It's a damn shame that using the 8 gates at their full power was a death sentence, because if it wasn't, then everybody's favorite bowl-cut, green jumpsuit wearing mentor would have easily ranked higher. While his taijutsu was already top tier, to the point where he could even take down a beast like Hisame, we weren't made aware of how truly strong Guy was until he unleashed the final gate, wherein he nearly crippled Madara. Let us reiterate, he managed to take down Madara Uchiha, who happened to be in his Six Paths form at the time, with nothing more than a kick. Truly, the power of youth. Number 11, Toneri Otsutsuki. Yes, he may only have existed as an obstacle for Naruto to overcome, so he could finally get with Hinata, but even by those standards, Toneri is still a powerful foe.
Silver Wheel! Rebirth Explosion!
After all, there's nothing deadlier than a creepy stalker who can drop the moon onto the planet whenever he pleases. Armed with a brand new ocular ability known as the Tensegan, Toneri nearly succeeded in bringing about Michael Bay's Armageddon, only to be taught the error of his ways at the last second. Guess even he couldn't stop the Naruhina hype train.
Golden Wheel Rebirth Explosion!
Number 10. Urashiki Otsutsuki. The Otsutsukis churn out a ton of crazy powerful characters, and Urashiki is no exception. He managed to take down Toneri with little effort.
同族を殺す許可は出てないですからね。ま、安心して1万年くらい竜宮城でお楽しみください。
While he isn't the only one, it's still impressive. Urashiki is also notable for his ability to steal chakra and techniques from other people. By taking chakra from others, he's seemingly able to master their abilities and use them with little effort.
雨のすばる星の御事、玉化！薄きらが死にやがる！
Urashiki is also able to travel between dimensions, as well as a short time back in time, which he uses to great effect in battle. Still, time travel of a different sort proves his undoing. Number 9. Kakashi.
なぜだ、オビト。俺は何のために？
While originally known for nothing more than having a half-decent Sharingan and lightning-based jutsu, Kakashi went through a major upgrade during the fight with Kaguya.
オビト、ありがとう。
After Obito lent him his power, he got himself 2 perfect Mangekyo Sharingan, along with a small dose of 6-path goodness. The result of that was one of the strongest Susanoo to ever exist, a much improved Kamui, as well as the ability to use the Sharingan's deadliest abilities on repeat without fear of going blind. For a brief moment, the teacher once again outshone his students. Number 8. Obito Uchiha. You have to hand it to Obito, he's one determined bastard. After all, half his body got crushed by a boulder, and he managed to find the will to live just for the sake of his would-be waifu. Unfortunately, after she was murdered in front of his eye, he began a crusade of revenge. Along the way, not only did he gain the ocular power of the Rinnegan to add to his own Mangekyo Sharingan, but also had free access to Hashirama's wood release, the Kamui, control of the tailed beasts, and he also briefly became the Jinchuriki for the 10 tails. Goes to show what you can accomplish with the right motivation.
やばい！
Number 7. Momoshiki Otsutsuki. Good god, this clan is almost as bad as the Uchiha. Every time you think you've dealt with the worst one, there's another asshole around the corner to replace them. Even feared by Kaguya, though probably before she ate the chakra fruit, this demonic jutsu user served as Boruto's first primary antagonist.
だけじゃない。
With a hatred of effort and a god complex that makes Orochimaru look like a saint, Momoshiki can not only manipulate all 5 elemental chakra natures simultaneously, but just like his other family members, has the power of the Byakugan, Rinnegan, and Sharingan in abundance. The fact he could take on Sasuke and Naruto in their uber forms at once speaks volumes. Number 6. Sasuke Uchiha. His life choices may have had some glaring issues, but there's no denying that this once vengeance-driven warrior was pretty damn powerful come Journey's end.
俺は今この世で最も強い。そして今ここで影に足を踏み入れる第一歩としよう。
His Sharingan mastery not only allows him to create all manner of illusions, but has perfected his lightning chakra to the point where he can infuse it with anything, including his already titanic Susanoo. Oh yeah, and then he got himself a nice little Rinnegan from the Sage of the Six Paths. He may not be in the revenge business these days, but you'd still be wise not to cross him. Number 5. Madara Uchiha. The first thing this guy did after rising from the grave was take out an entire army single-handedly. That's how much of a beast he is. Even before he managed to become the new Sage of the Six Paths, Madara was able to turn the tide of the war in his favor thanks to the handy-dandy ability to turn the Sharingan into Rinnegan, the result of which allowed him to construct multiple Susanoo, as well as summon a freaking meteor onto the battlefield.
Just what are you going to do about the second one, Onoki?
This guy certainly made the most of his time as the resident big bad. Number 4. Isshiki Otsutsuki. It was tempting to give an entry to Jigen, but he and Isshiki are essentially the same person. Or at least Isshiki is the one possessing Jigen's body and giving him all his powers at any rate. And what powers they are!
こいつまさか
そろそろお開きだ。
In addition to all too frequent Otsutsuki powers like travel between dimensions and the Byakugan, Isshiki has the unique ability to shrink both himself and other objects at will. This doesn't sound very powerful on paper, but in practice, it lets him dominate opponents like Sasuke and Naruto simultaneously.
それまでできるだけじゃ
Number 3. Sage of the Six Paths.
わしの魂をこうして呼べ。アシュラが転生したのもうなずける。
The one guy that actually lived up to the mantle of being a sage. His want of peace still doesn't dispute how strong this guy really was. Also known as Hamura Otsutsuki, this son of Kaguya had pretty much all the power in the world at his fingertips. Every kind of ocular ability, sage power, elemental jutsu, not to mention a talent for sealing away abominations like the ten-tailed beast. Of course, his greatest contribution to the series was when he decided to grant his powers to both Naruto and Sasuke, kind of the divine equivalent of your grandpa buying you a Ferrari. Number 2. Kaguya Otsutsuki.
この世を照らす無限つくよみ
Kaguya's last-minute appearance as the final boss was pretty brief, but holy shippuden, did she not waste a moment showing off just how overpowered she really was.
これでもう心配いらぬ
As the first wielder of chakra, not only does she have every kind of jutsu under her command, the original Sharingan, Rinnegan, and Byakugan, but also the ability to summon giant fists capable of turning any ninja into paste. And that's not including the time she transformed into a mutated version of the Ten Tails. It's fair to say that the rabbit goddess cemented herself as a being that was so powerful that it took a cheat code, we mean last-minute sealing, in order to finally bring her down.
大好きだ
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure to go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Naruto Uzumaki. Naruto is the main character. Of course he's the strongest. He was a powerhouse as a kid, and he's only gotten stronger as an adult. From the Rasengan to Sage Mode to the Ninetales to his six-path abilities, Naruto has no shortage of broken abilities that make him the strongest shinobi in history. But his latest power-up may leave all of them in the dust.
あいつは俺が倒す
Baryon Mode sees Naruto consume the Ninetales chakra to produce an outrageous amount of power. It enhances his physical abilities to absurd levels of strength and speed. Touching his enemy even drains their life force. However, this amount of power risks death. But Naruto is willing to risk it because that's who he is. Who'd win in a Naruto Battle Royale? Let us know what you think in those comments below. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from Watch Mojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.